All right, everyone, hello. This is Bob again, and today I'm going to be doing Life Brigade number 2, part 2. As we saw with the first almost 40-minute video on this, I had only covered half of this book, which was the full story for Life Brigade. But the second half of the book is for the roller coasters, which was another thing created by Craig Stormont and drawn by Duval Stowers. So we're going to get into that. We're just going to jump right to that. Okay, so here we are, okay, with the roller coasters, okay. As you can see here, I don't feel that the artwork is bad. I see what, if you remember the previous video, if you guys have watched that at all, I talked about this beginning editorial that was made by Craig Stormont, where in it he talks about this new artist who is on the level of John Byrne, Mike Rowe, and Neil Adams. His name is Duval Stowers, and then he goes on at length, as you can see, discussing how this person was being poached by other comic book publishers, but that guy apparently turned those publishers down in order to work for Craig Stormont at Blue Comic Press. And yeah, so here we go. This is his work here, which was written by Craig Stormont. And again, it's not bad. I can see a lot of influence from Neil Adams and perhaps some Mike Grell in here. But basically, we are in Venice Beach, as you can see here. And that's where our story begins. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. It's just kind of telling you what Venice Beach is here. And then we come across Skater's Alley, where we have people on roller skates dancing. And the person that we're focusing on is Mickey D. Steele, okay? So Mickey here is dancing around, and we're getting, you know, a little bit of insight into this. As we can see here, he glides like an eagle in flight. His fantastic moves would shame the best contortionist, for he is the entertainer, and this is his stage. Well, yeah, I mean, he's entertaining. This is, you know, so this would be his stage. Okay, we got that. He's got an audience here. Everybody is thoroughly invested in Mickey D. Steele here. And the crowd roars. It's a sweet nectar to the lone stranger when we have one of his friends show up, and he's like, you know, you get better every time you're doing this. And, you know, this guy's like, thanks. You know, I get tons of rest and no fried foods. That's what helps me out with this. When Mickey's girlfriend shows up, okay, and we know this because, you know, she's hugging him, but he's just like, you know, my body is yours, my dear. I think everybody in the roller coaster thing here is just seriously extra horny. But it's weird because Craig Stormont, he's, as we saw with Life Brigade, he set it up several times for characters to have sex, but it's never on their mind. So it's very weird because it never moves forward with that. So it just ends up being a very weird thing where you have like half-naked people who are trying to flirt, but it fails on every front. Okay, so basically, you know, there's a birthday party going on tonight, and the girlfriend is telling Mickey this, and it's at Ronaldo's, and, you know, Mickey's like, okay, no problem, you know, and then suddenly he starts hearing, you know, a sound in his head, Steele, your time has come, and he's just like, what the hell's going on here? And just I guess right in front of everybody. I mean, as far as I know, everybody was there. There really wasn't any kind of time before, you know, the girlfriend disappeared or whatever. But this being, which, you know, resembles like the Spectre or something like that, just appears and is like, come, my son, for your destiny awaits you and your fellow men. And this guy is just like, humma, 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 humma. I'm sorry. This is the 80s. So, you know, this is usually the reaction I think people would give in the 80s. It was a thing, you know, but he's just like, you know, I feel like this is just so much here. It's following like a weird comic trope, but it kind of loses where it wanted to go. But it's like, Mom always told me if somebody floats around in all white or in a white gown and does a light show, and you can't explain who in the hell he is in 2 words or less, your feet will tell your brain to run. But I never ran away from anything in my life. What happened to my bravery, my courage? So this guy had a lot going on in a split second. He literally has a ghost appear in front of him in the middle of Venice Beach, okay, with a literal call to destiny, okay? And then this guy starts going on about, you know, if you can't describe this magical occurrence in 2 words, then it's time to beat feet. I don't know. That whole thing, the dialogue in this is just, you know, this is Craig Stormont. This is how he thinks. We've already gone through L.I.F.E. Brigade, so we kind of know how that works out. But I guess he started running, but it's not really shown. Maybe that's what this picture is. When he runs into Kyle here. And Kyle's just like, dude, you know, hold on a second. Because, you know, Mickey D here is already like babbling, you know, which makes sense to me. He's just saw like a ghost appear in the middle of Venice Beach. So he starts, you know, explaining, you know, as quickly as he can, all of this stuff. He even, you know, throws in that, you know, he says your destiny awaits you. I gotta say, so we've seen movies and read books and things where people are like, you know, they try to explain something and they do it in a comical way where nobody can get, you know, the full story. You know, they only hear the bits and pieces that are being said, and it just comes off as ridiculous and makes it completely unbelievable. Whereas here, he literally told the entire story and quoted verbatim the spirit that appeared in front of him. And then here's this guy, and he's just like, Close Encounters, light show, Mickey, are you all right? And then he's just like, oh, you know what? Maybe I am just seeing things or whatever. I don't know. This got a little crazy here. Then he's like, you know, on second thought here, I told you all this crazy wild stuff that I just experienced 3 seconds ago, and now I'm beginning to doubt I even saw it. So, you know, don't say anything to anybody else because they'll just think I'm crazy. And the guy's just like, yeah, sure, I'll try not to, you know, to do that or whatever. So I think that's wild. He doubts everything that just took place, and he's willing to just write it off, even though, you know, he had panicked and ran into his friend and everything to tell him. Okay, but, you know, we can move forward here. And, of course, the second, you know, he's like, hey, let's forget this and I'll go my merry way, he runs into the ghost again, which is, you know, the guy's like, come, Mr. Steele, come and embrace your future, for it calls for you. And, you know, again, literal call to adventure. Okay, this guy's just going to keep popping up here, whatever, in front of Mickey D. And Mickey D is just like, you know, I'm getting tired of this shit. What do you want from me? I think he has explained this several times now. There's been like 3 or 4 panels where this specter being here is like, you know, I'm calling you to your destiny. You know, that's what's going on or whatever, right? So, you know, once Mickey D starts buying into it and asking questions, this guy's just like, patience. I'll give you all your answers if you follow me. Okay. And, again, Mickey's just like, you know what? I think I will, but that's wild to me. He just says, come, and Mickey's like, this is what happens when I read too many comic books. And I'm sorry. Guys, you guys can call me like a grammar stickler or whatever, but this is a thing that I struggle with so bad. 2, 2, and 2, people, okay? T-O means to go to somewhere, all right? T-O-O means more, all right? Too much, things like that. Or in this case, that's what it should be. It should be T-O-O, many comic books. He's not going to many comic books. He has read too many comic books, okay? Obviously, no editor here. He doesn't even say this is what happens. You know, is this what happens when I read too many comic books? Okay, whatever. We get it. You know, that's not the only flaw we're ever going to get from Craig Stormont. An hour later, we're back with Mickey's girlfriend, who is a power lifter, a bodybuilder. She must be, because, I mean, insane build here, right? I mean, she looks like she can destroy everything. And all she's doing here is just talking about, you know, everything that she would do. Well, she says at first that she's going to kill Mickey if he doesn't like the gift that she got him. And then she's like, oh, who am I kidding? I couldn't hurt my my Mickey in a million years. Whenever I look into those eyes, my body just turns into jello. And I would do anything for Mickey, and I'm in love with Mickey. This whole page here is spent setting up that this person will do anything for Mickey. This person is 100% invested in Mickey. Again, I think it's pretty good artwork. I think the same thing on this page. Again, lots of Neil Adam influences, in my opinion. Given this, you know, I'm going to have to look into the career of Duval Stowers, because I think there's a good chance that that he made it in the comic book industry. I feel like we should know his name more. But yeah, I like a lot of what he does here. Again, not 100%, you know, perfect. So, you know, again, we're still following the girlfriend. I'm not even sure if we had gotten her name. But here we are where, again, like, she is a straight up bodybuilder, as we can see here. There's so much muscle definition. This person seems to be much taller, and she says, reach for the sky, small fry, okay? So we're getting, you know, I mean, if we look at this panel over here, we've got a lot of different sizes of people. Okay, I can take that. This girl is meant to be short, and as far as I know, from what I've heard, I haven't done much research on this, but from what I've heard, Craig Stormont had based this off of a real roller skating troupe from Venice Beach, where he was a member of. So that's where, you know, these people came from. So I feel like all of these are based on real people, and I believe you could actually do a search online and find this stuff. So, you know, she's even talking about how, you know, this girl dyed her hair, you know, for this party and everything. Okay. And then they come across this other guy here. And apparently, I think his name is Mad. Okay. So they're talking about going to this party or whatever, and he's talking about how he had run into the other guy, Kyle, who had run into Mickey, and apparently after Mickey had told Kyle not to say anything, Kyle then told Mad about everything that took place with him seeing a specter in the middle of Venice Beach or whatever. So, you know, oh, okay. So Kyle appears here too, and he's just like, you know, yeah, your boy is losing it. He's been babbling like an idiot. Funny, I don't know what you see in that. Blah blah. We're not even going to say this. Okay, this was the '80s. It was a different time. But I guess, you know, this is the way that Craig Stormont thinks people spoke all the time when talking to people. And of course, his girlfriend Deirdre immediately snaps back, because we just went through a whole page of her love for Mickey D. And then this guy who's supposed to be a friend of Mickey D, who obviously isn't, just comes off as a complete dickhead, calling Mickey D all of this stuff and telling that to his girlfriend. She lets him have it, and then she walks off, and he calls her a crazy ass cow. So that is, that's amazing to me. Again, all of these people are supposed to be friends, but, you know, whatever. So, the girlfriend who is Deirdre leaves, and her friend here starts yelling at this guy, who then calls her a nympho. So again, this guy is just like some kind of toxic friend here. Also, I'm pretty sure she's a good 6.5 feet tall. Again, we're seeing people, you know, drawn in different, you know, builds, drawn in different sizes and such, which actually is pretty good. I like that. You don't see that much in comics, because generally everybody keeps the same uniform body and physique and everything. But again, these are, you know, I believe based on real people. So right in the middle of this argument, whoop, somebody gets beamed away, and then the rest of them get beamed away. And then suddenly, you know, everybody's like, hey, where are we? And we still have this dickhead here who's like, I don't know, ask Space Ace here. Who is Space Ace? Like, I don't know. Like, everybody here got teleported at the same time. And this guy, like, he doesn't even care that he's been teleported to some kind of spaceship or something. He just still wants to be a dick. And I find that kind of hilarious. But here we go. Like, very decent backgrounds here with the artwork and everything. I love it. Like this guy puts his time in, you know. Again, like I feel like some of the inking, you know, with the shading that they're doing here, maybe this is pencil shading, maybe it's kind of an ink wash, maybe it's the way it was done with the printer. It didn't translate as well, but when it comes to something like this is really good work. Again, I can see why, you know, Craig Stormont was very happy to have this person on this book. But Deirdre sees Mickey, and she's like, oh my God, here's Mickey, and he's strapped up in every way. Like this is a lot of straps here, especially around the waist, you know, and the arms and everything, holding him down. And he's just like, you know, hey, slow down, don't worry. We have the power to change the world. And it's just like, wait, what? Like you didn't even, there's no explanation here. He just starts saying all of this. So now this alien being here just jumps in, and he's like, you know, he speaks the truth, Miss Casey. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Karkin, a sentinel from the planet Regis 3, and I have been monitoring the Earth for 500 years. Searching for 5 specially talented people to combat the evil forces that dwell on this planet. It is you 5 that can keep Earth from decaying. So this is a very strong Power Rangers vibe before Power Rangers, because this is 1986 that this book came out. Mickey here, he's just all for it. He's just like, well, fellas, how about it? Are you with me? And everybody's like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like, I don't need a second thought. You guys just said the coolest Power Ranger thing in the world. We're all going to be a part of this. And then, of course, we have Dickhead Kyle here, who's just like, I'll go for it for now. Okay? I'll take your powers and then betray you, most likely. I doubt that this book ever, I don't even know if this book ever came out. I'm going to have to do research to see if there was ever another issue or the first issue of this or anything. As far as I know, this is the only thing for this book. When we cut to the next page, everybody's just like, you know, let us waste no more time. Everybody into the compartments and prepare for empowerment. During the sequence, your strength, speed, flexibility, and endurance will be increased. Okay, so this guy's been monitoring the Earth for 500 years. He was looking for 5 people, teenagers with attitudes, I guess, if you will, in order to give powers to stop the Earth from decaying. That's what we're getting. There has never been an explanation here as to why these people were chosen to be these superheroes, okay? But I'm just going to finish the dialogue here because there's stuff that just, that still gets me. But it says, you know, after this happens, it says later, his name's Kirkin, I think. He says, at last, my task is done, but before I go, I wish you good luck and to strive for truth and justice and never abuse your powers. All right, I'm sure they're going to listen. Also, he was there for 500 years monitoring, said he's going to go with these roller skating friends, these entertainers or whatever in Venice Beach, and give them all of these powers that will stop the Earth from decaying. Okay. And then tell them not to abuse the power. I just, you know, and then he says, I'm going to go. Like, okay, like I'm done here. I guess I gave Earth a chance. I don't need to hang out here any longer. I'm just going to roll out. He says, use them wisely, for they will make a great difference. Now I bid you farewell. Okay. Now, this is where it gets weird because you really want to go down to this next word bubble, but you actually have to come over here. And Mickey D is just like, and we won't let you down, Karkin. We'll be the greatest group of heroes ever. We'll call ourselves Roller Force, but to the public we'll be called Roller Coasters. And this is the beginning. Wow, just, okay. So, they've never, again, been told. They've just been given powers by some strange alien. Everybody was just for it. I guess if I was in the same situation, I'd just be like, hell yeah, give me those powers. Whatever happens afterwards, happens afterwards. So, I don't know. They were never given full explanations of how the Earth is decaying or what their powers will stop. Are they fighting an enemy? Are they just, are they like the Captain Planet people? You know, what's going on with it, right? We don't really know. Karkin's just like, and with that, my job is done. I'm fucking out of here. I've spent 500 years here. I'm going to go back to my wife and kids now. There's no reason for me to hang around Earth anymore. I had to watch this, you know, you guys evolve for 500 years and, I'm done. Mickey is just like, hell yeah, we're going to be the best superheroes ever, even though we have Kyle on our team and Kyle sucks. But whatever. The better part is, in secret, our team is going to be called Roller Force, but in public, everybody will know us as the Roller Coasters. Why the two different names? That doesn't make any sense. Like are the people in the public are going to see you and say, oh, there goes the superhero team, the Roller Coasters. And then you to yourself, that little did they know, we're actually Roller Force. That makes no damn sense at all. But again, I don't think anything ever came from this. This was the end of that. And then over here, we have the reader's art page where we have a lot of people, I guess, sent in artwork to Craig Sowers. I got to say that a lot of the artwork here is a lot better than what Craig Stormont was able to do. He probably should have been hiring a few of these people to draw the book. And of course, it's not for everybody. Some of it looks exactly the way that Craig Stormont would draw. And we do have a letters page. I didn't even go through this because, again, after this book was canceled. They did end up bringing out a third book, which was supposed to be a reboot, but wasn't. It was literally just a continuation, even though it's called the New Life Brigade. There was nothing new about it. This is the roller coaster, so we're getting to see this in full color here for the characters and everything. And again, this is actually just awesome artwork. Again, we don't know what their superpowers are. We don't know what they're capable of doing. This guy, I feel like he's literally just wearing He-Man's outfit. That's the vibe I'm getting. But, okay, I think he's wearing Hordak's outfit. I don't know. But we have, a lot of different sizes and shapes of people here. Just awesome artwork, actually. I love every bit of that. But that is it for Craig Stormont's L.I.F.E Brigade. If I'm going to get the first issue, I'm going to do a review of that because I have to, but I doubt that I'm ever going to get the third issue. I think it's just too rare. As far as I know, there were only 3,000 copies of it, and I don't know. I'm sorry. It's a big world, so when something only has 3,000 copies, I was lucky enough to get this and to get it for like 33 cents in a dollar bin. So that was kind of wild. But okay, guys, so, I'm just going to show this off real quick. I was just, sitting here doodling, and I drew a, picture of Kid Intense, which you guys have seen now, from a video that I did, that came out on August 3rd. So guys, again, if you like this video, please hit like so that my channel can grow. It's to help me, grow my channel. Also, I'm a comic book artist, so I'm currently working on creating my own book that should be out soon. If that's something that you think you might be interested in, go ahead and hit subscribe, so that way you'll be able to follow me and get any new information about that book as it is released. Guys, again, I really want to thank you. As far as I know, today I've hit 100 subscribers, and I actually did not think that was a thing that was going to happen. So I'm super impressed that happened. And again, I'm just doing this for fun. So I'm not even like asking people for money or anything like that. In the future, when I put, my comic out, yes, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to do a Kickstarter in order to raise the funds to get it, printed and such. But, I will be selling you something then. But, as for right now, this is something I'm just doing for fun. Something that, I can share my love of comics with, other people who feel the same way. So that's really all I'm doing here. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.